Manchester United executives have held face-to-face talks with Delap and are advancing on a move for Matthias Cunha. Delap, 22, was given permission by Ipswich Town to travel to Manchester to get a first-hand sense of what a transfer to Old Trafford would entail. United have competition from several clubs, including Chelsea, and Delap is expected to enter meaningful discussions with all suitors before taking time to decide his move. Delap's $30 million, 40 meters release clause, activated by Ipswich's relegation, has made him an appealing target after he scored 12 goals in his debut Premier League campaign. United are also progressing negotiations on Cunha, 25, and there is hope a deal can be struck for when the transfer window opens on June 1st. Talks have so far centered on Cunha's personal terms, with both parties working towards an agreement. United are yet to approach Wolves directly about payment terms on Cunha's 62.5 million release clause, but there is an expectation this stage would be a relative formality. Wolves are open to accepting installments. The agreement built into Cunha's contract outlines that the fee is to be paid in 3 installments, the first chunk on signing, then 2 equal shares over the next 2 years. But it remains to be seen if United try to negotiate more favorable terms. United have the finances to sign Delap and Cunha, irrespective of how Wednesday's Europa League final against Tottenham Hotspur goes, where the winners will secure Champions League football for next season. Other options in the forward positions have been considered, including Brentford's Brian Mbeumo, Sporting CP's Victor Gyökeres, and Napoli's Victor Osimhen. Why Delap is so coveted? Having scored 34% of Ipswich's league goals, the 4th highest share of any player, Delap has often been tasked with generating his own chances with limited service from his teammates. In a counter-attacking Ipswich side, Delap's powerful driving runs forward have been a theme of his season as he has shouldered much of the attacking responsibility with a return of 10 non-penalty goals at a rate of 1 in 3 for his efforts. Whether it is thumping finishes from range or delicate flicks at the near post, Delap is in a rush to get on the score sheet. A desire to get forward is the bare minimum for a striker, but Delap is something of a throwback, an out-and-out striker who is desperate to stretch the opposition backline. This is highlighted in Delap's skill corner profile below, denoting his off-ball run types as a share of his total runs made. Runs ahead of the ball or in behind opposition defenses take up a healthy amount of Delap's running real estate, with a large share of cross-receiver runs towards goal to receive a possible cross, showing a player who thrives at the sharp end of his side's attack. Why Man Ut want Cunha for a no-10 role? Cunha's familiarity with that position behind the striker in a 3-4-2-1 formation enhances his appeal for United, who want adaptable players but also need new signings to hit the ground running. Cunha's record against United inevitably colors perceptions too. He terrorized Ten Hag's side when running from midfield on the opening day of the 2023-24 season, and of course scored direct from a corner past Andre Onana at Molineux this term. Cunha's ball carrying is an important aspect to consider in an Amarim system. Usually, Amarim has a blend in his no-10s, one a creator, the other tasked with running beyond. Cunha could offer a bit of both, but his ability to go past opponents would add dynamism, and, importantly, he can carry a scoring edge. There may be questions about temperament given his bans for reactions against Ipswich and Bournemouth, and his work off the ball at Wolves left some staff wanting more. But he has 12 and 15 Premier League goals in consecutive seasons, after getting 2 in 17 games while on loan for half a campaign, which is proof of his pedigree. Rasmus Højlund got 10 Premier League goals last term, but only 3 this year, while Alejandro Garnacho, who plays as the ball-carrying no-10 under Amarim, has 7 and 6. While Manchester United could end the season with a major European trophy and Champions League qualification, Ruben Amarim has failed to make a positive impact in the Premier League. United remain the only undefeated club in the 3 European club competitions this season, and winning the Europa League would provide a silver lining to a horrendous Premier League campaign. It would represent United's 3rd trophy in 3 seasons and provide a significant financial windfall. But would it wrongly cloud the perception of Amarim's tenure at Old Trafford? The 40-year-old arrived amid huge fanfare after transforming Sporting CP's fortunes, but his domestic record with United is abysmal. The 20 times English top-flight title winners will record their worst-ever Premier League finish, and they are currently languishing in 16th position. Moreover, United are winless in their last 7 league games and have the worst record of any Premier League club with just 2 points collected. West Ham claimed a 2-0 win at Old Trafford in Amarim's 25th Premier League game, and the Portuguese manager's points tally makes for grim reading. Big Six Premier League managers. Worst records after 25 games. Amarim has remarkably only amassed 24 points from his first 25 Premier League games at 0.96 points per game. The Portuguese manager has only won 6 of those games, losing 13, and United haven't beaten a non-relegated club since January. When comparing Amarim's record to every other Big Six manager in the history of the Premier League, it puts United's worrying league form into context. Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Manchester United are viewed as the traditional Big Six. While United's priority has clearly been on the knockout stages of the Europa League, their Premier League will have alarm bells ringing amongst the Old Trafford hierarchy. As the graphic above illustrates, Amarim has the joint second worst point record of any Big Six managers since the inauguration of the Premier League in 1992. Moreover, Man City weren't a leading club in England until their takeover by the Abu Dhabi Group in 2008, and they were outside the top flight for several seasons since 1992, and they were even in the third tier of English football. Therefore, it could legitimately be argued that Amarim has endured the worst ever first 25 games at a big club in English football. When you compare the records of some of the managers with the best records across their first 25 games, Amarim ranks 62nd of 64 managers that have reached that milestone. Jose Mourinho's start at Chelsea after moving to England from Porto is the best in Premier League history with 64 points collected from 75 available. The 60 points that Arne Slot amassed in his first 25 games with Liverpool this season is the joint second best in history, alongside Antonio Conte. Interestingly, Ten Hag, 49, had the best points record of Manchester managers post Sir Alex Ferguson, and the Dutchman's Premier League points per game record before being sacked of 1.22 was significantly higher than Amarim. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Manchester United are closing in on their first summer signing ahead of next season. Man United's board have a huge job on their hands this summer, with significant changes required to ensure they improve on their shambolic 2024-25 campaign. The Red Devils could still finish 17th in the Premier League, while they also came up short in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Despite this, a massive positive could still come from this season as Ruben Amarim's side face Spurs in the Europa League final on Wednesday night, with the trophy, Champions League football, and an injection of cash up for grabs.